cost of damage to 8 buildings that were burned during the violence could exceed several $1,000,000. It's now a waiting game to see if any will rebuild. It's reminiscent of another troubling moment in Milwaukee's history. Julia Fellow spoke with a historian about a once flourishing part of the city abandoned after the riots in the 1960s. Julia.
It's very hard to tell what the business climate will be here in Sherman Park after all this unrest, Shannon, over the weekend. So we decided to take a look at history during the civil rights movement and see what it looks like nearly 50 years ago to now. Businesses on fire, looting and violence. Reminders of another troubled moment in Milwaukee's history to U.S. Congresswoman Gwen Moore.
Oh, this is terrible because I lived through the 60s.
Another night of citywide curfew seems necessary.
There is a curfew that will be more strictly enforced tonight for teenagers.
You saw what they did to now Martin Luther King Drive, knowing that this is a real divestment that could last for 50, 60 years.
MLK Drive was once called 3rd Street and was a thriving area of our city.
Oh, imagine, this was all glass.
Claiborne Benson with the Wisconsin Black Historical Society shows us what was at one time Gimbel's department store.
And it was thriving. It was doing every possible kind of business you can imagine existed on this street.
The 3-story building, along with many others, now completely boarded up after rioting during the civil rights movement.
The riot that occurred here made people pull out their investments and move on.
Benson described how that moment in our city's history shows how it takes a village to rebuild from unrest. He believes the comeback will be quicker, though, for Sherman Park.
It's a residential area. It's not a business area. I think Milwaukee will recover, and I think it will do very well.
Benson points to history once again to make it a success once again here in Sherman Park. He points to investors and also federal government grants to be put into black-owned businesses, especially in order for this area to thrive once again. Reporting live at Sherman and Burleigh, Julia Fellow, today's TMJ4.
Julia, thanks for the perspective.